Hello, welcome back to Chapter 10, Section 2. And in this video, we are going to draw a histogram using a frequency table that's already been provided for us. So this table represents the breathing intervals of gray whales. And what that means is some biologists were keeping track of how often whales would come up for a breath. And for certain whales, there was a frequency of 4 times the whales came up between 5 to 7 minutes. So they'd breathe, go back down, and 5, 6, or 7 minutes later they'd come up for another breath. 7 times it was between 8 and 10 minutes. Another 7 times it was between 11 to 13 minutes. And there were 18 times they took a breath either 14, 15, or 16 minutes for this pod of whales. I think that's interesting. I was a swimmer in high school. I could hold my breath for a long time, but not that long. All right. Now, I'm going to use my pencil here because remember, when we make a histogram, we want to sketch. So what is the key to a histogram? It is going to be a bar graph, but the bars touch. The categories are the intervals, and they are all going to be equal in width. Remember that. So that's going to be the things I'm going to be looking for when we're going to be grading this. So, and I'm going to use my ruler again here. Not that it has to be perfect, it just allows me with this part where it's equal width. So it looks like I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 interval groups. So I'll tell you what, I like 2 centimeters. That worked out last time. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I know I've got 5 marks, but it's from here to here. It's how wide the bar is. So I've got 4 distances. And let's see. I'm going to go up to 8. Like I said, I want it to be a little bit higher than that, just to give it a little bit of room. And actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think this will work. So I'm going to go every ½ centimeter with my marks. And we'll go up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. So try to make some parallel lines here. And again, one more time, graph paper is your friend. If you've got graph paper, that's awesome. I was going to use graph paper, but that's okay. I didn't know if you would have graph paper, and I didn't want to show off. If we were in class, I would probably hand out some graph paper. And when you see the graphs that I use for our Schoology, you're going to notice that I used Microsoft Excel, which is a spreadsheet software where everything already looks like it's on a grid. And as I do this, there I go. As I do this, I want to remind you, it does not have to be perfect at all. Okay? So, all right, I'll stop there. So I've sketched this out. So now let me fill it in with my Sharpie, what we're going to do here. So again, you don't have to label every number, just enough to make it obvious what it is. So this is going to go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I know the highest is 8, but like I said, I'm not going to go all the way to the top. I'm not going to go all the way to the ceiling. Give yourself a little breathing room. All right. My first interval is 5 to 7, so I'm going to write 5 to 7. The next one's going to be 8 to 10, 11 to 13, and 14 to 16. I'm just copying what the intervals are here. 5 to 7 goes up to 4. 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4, right there. There you go. The next one goes up to 7, so I'm going to continue this all the way up to 7. And Should have used my rule. It looks like it's leaning there just a little bit. My next interval also goes up to 7, so that's going to be the same height. And notice that I'm sharing the sides of the bars because the bars have to touch. Finally, the last one goes up to 8, so that's going to go up to 8 like that. There you go. Now, I'd probably go and erase all the pencil lines that I drew, but that's okay. We don't need to do that. I do need to give it a title. So this is gray whale breathing, and these would be minutes, and then of course that represents the frequency. So drawing a histogram is really not that hard. Rulers help, graph paper helps, but again, we don't need anyone to be perfect. We'll see you in the next video.